What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over some of the top shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, if you're wondering, why, let's say, Dominic Wilkins, why I'm trying to think of some other guys that can't play the shooting guard position, Chris Middleton aren't on this list, it's because those guys are going to be on that small forward list. So if you don't see your favorite player, it honestly strictly might just be because he is going to be on that small forward list. So just kind of something to think about. But we're going to be ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM today. We're gonna alternate, go with the pink diamond, then towards a lower tier player. I know these are Evos, but that's what we're gonna be doing. So we're not gonna be ranking all of the best players first. Richard Hamilton up first. I personally think Richard Hamilton right now is a top 5 at least, at minimum, shooting guard in my team. Now, when you look at Richard Hamilton, this is my opinion. I like his release. And he's got literally every shooting badge you could ever ask for. Obviously, you're going to have to apply Limitless to him. Apply that quick first step clamp breaker. But you give him those badges. You give him glove. You give him anchors. Some of those things as well. What more does he need? A 92 3-ball, decent driving dunk. Speed ball handle isn't necessarily great, but it's just fine. Decent speed, good lateral quickness. I think Richard Hamilton is kind of underrated. I mean, a lot of people talk about that Central Division. They talk about Derrick Rose. They talk about Jermaine O'Neal. There's not that many people that are willing to talk about Richard Hamilton. Whereas I think the card is really, really solid in general. Now, Shaedon Sharpe. Is it me or do I not like Shaedon? Do y'all not like Shaedon Sharpe? I mean, I do not love this card. I don't. You look at him. I mean, his release isn't great. His 76 3-ball is not horrible. But it's not even like he's good defensively. My question is, what does he do well? Well, his driving dunk is good, but that's literally about it. Like, when you look at up and down at the card, his driving dunk is the only real takeaway from this card. He's got Shaedon Sharpe release on slow. I just have a hard time really running this card. That's my opinion. I'm going to put him in C tier, but, I mean, even when he's Evo'd up, card is not great by any means. Jordan Poole up next. Look, offensively speaking, I'm going to put him in A tier for now. Offensively speaking, Jordan Poole is one of the top guys in my team. Now, the problem lies with JP on that defensive end of the court. I mean, he's got a 91 3-ball, 93 speed, 85 lateral quickness. I mean, his stat-wise isn't even that bad. And I'll be the first to say, I think clamps is overrated. I think a lot of these defensive badges are overrated. So I think you could honestly go out there with Jordan Poole and have some success. My counter argument would be he can't play point guard. And he's just not that tall, okay? If Jordan Poole had point guard eligibility, I almost guarantee everybody would be running this card. Everybody. I almost guarantee it. Problem is, at the shooting guard position, it's just a little deeper. I don't mind JP at all. He's definitely an A-tier caliber player and a very, very talented offensive player. I just think there's better shooting guards in my team, and we'll get on to it. Benedict Mathurin, a card that I personally think is just as good as Jordan Poole. And this might be one of those things where we'll have to eventually move players around. But I do think Benedict's an A-tier shooting guard. I do. And that's coming from a guy, look, on my no money spent, I got Ruby Benedict, and I'm still in love with the card. I mean, it's not even like I've got the Diamond Benedict. I got the Ruby, and I'm still in love with him. Good 3-ball, really solid and quick release. Good speed, lateral quickness is fine. He's got so much going for him. Now, is he the best card in the game? No. I'll never sit up here in front of you guys saying he's the best card in the game. But I do think he's a card that can hold it down for you guys for a really cheap price, and is definitely that A tier. He's definitely better than Manu Ginobili. And Manu, in my opinion, might be one of the worst trophy case rewards. Because at least with Jordan Poole, at least with JP, he's elite at something. He's elite on the offensive end of the court. And nobody can take that away from him. For Manu Ginobili, what is he elite at? He's horrible defensively. His release is not good. I mean, maybe dribbling is okay. He's just not a good player in general, though. And I just think you're going to have a hard time arguing that against anybody. I mean, I get clamp breaker, handles for days, hyperdrive. The card's not worthless. But trust me, give me Benedict Mathurin over Manu every day of the week. I'm moving Shaedon Sharpe down, and I'm putting Agbaji in C tier right here. Now, here's the tough part, okay? And I might have to move him up, but here's the tough part about Agbaji here. Here it is, okay? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. He is one of my favorite cards to use on my no money spent. Why? His driving dunk is good at a 90. His speed is good. Lateral quickness is solid. He can handle the ball decently. And his release, although it is a little bit slow, I'll give you guys that, it's easy to green. I'm sorry. I think this card is every bit as good as Manu Ginobili. And you guys can sit here and disagree if you want. Here's what I'll say. Defensively, it's not close. Player model, player build, it's not close. Agbaji's got him beat. So, I mean, yes, I get Manu's going to be better offensively. But I'm arguing that a Diamond Agbaji is just as good. And same thing with Kyle Korver. I mean, Kyle Korver may be A tier just because he's really good at what he does, right? With Kyle Korver, he might be the best pure sharp in the entire game. But my question is this. On the defensive end of the court, can he hold it down? Better than Manu Ginobili. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I hate Manu, man. I can't stand Manu. He's not horrible. None of these cards are worthless, but I do not think Manu Ginobili is good. And I'm also going to do this. I'm going to move Benedict down. I can't put him in the same sentence as Kyle Korver or Jordan Poole. I just can't, because these guys give you that something more. For Korver, defensively, he's way better than Manu Ginobili. He's taller, has a better player model, as well as being absolutely elite shooting-wise. That's not necessarily what I'm into right now. I'm, more into rim running, but I do think he is A tier. Next up, guys, we just went with Korver. We got Dell Curry. Now, I'll be the first to tell you guys, Dell Curry is the definition of a chicken man in my team. I've never seen an 86 3 ball look so good on a card as it does for Dell Curry. Now, with all that being said, objectively from the outside looking in, Dell Curry is horrible. Okay, he is. He's horrible. But what I will say, y'all see the release he's got? The most slept on card in the game when we get to that small forward list is this card right here in Gordon Hayward. Just throwing that out there for you guys right now. I've said Gordon Hayward slept on for a long time, and finally people are starting to realize. John Havlicek's horrible too. I mean, you grind so hard for the domination reward to look like this. I mean, really, to look like this. Now, is he worse than Benedict Mathurin? That's the question of the day. Now, let's start with this. Defensively, off-ball pass workhorse, okay, cool. Like, those are okay. Needle threader, comeback kid, volume shooter. Like, those are all fine, and I don't hate those. But we've got to talk about it. He can't really dunk. He's slow with the ball. His release is mid, basic dribble style. I mean, how can you argue that he is better than Benedict Mathurin? I get defensively, but Benedict Mathurin is 6'7". He's got a way better release. I'm sorry. I'll put Hondo in C tier, and I'm okay doing that. Luka Doncic is not good. Is he worthless? No, but is he good? Yeah, I mean, he's not good. Worthless would be a little overstating the fact, but look at his defense. I mean, if Dell Curry is F tier, Luka Doncic is F tier, because I will take Dell Curry over Luka every day of the week. Now, that's just my opinion. You guys can, you guys are entitled to your own opinions as well, but it's my opinion as far as I'm concerned right now. Dell Curry is every bit as good as Luka Doncic. S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Vince Carter should be the definition of what S tier is and looks like. I mean, this card can do it all. I get so sick and tired of everybody in the community saying, well, Ty, Vince Carter can't play no defense. First things first, guys. He's got a very wide player model, okay? Now, nobody's going to sit here and talk about it, but his player model is wide. He's 6'6", got a decent wingspan, wide player model, wide player build. Finishing-wise, absolutely elite. Attacking the rim, he's got a 97 driving dunk, 90 speed, 87 lateral quickness. His interior is a 79 at the shooting guard position, good perimeter. I just don't get it. Maybe it's just me. I do not get or understand the Vince Carter slander. I know he can't get limitless, but it doesn't matter. His 3 ball is an 88. You give him Monty Williams. He's got 95 speed, 89 perimeter, 93 3 ball. One of the best releases in the entire game. I'm tired of the Vince Carter slander. The top of S tier is where he belongs. Next up, MJ. I mean, is he better than Dell Curry? I think so. Is Michael Jordan Amethyst good? No. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and slander Michael Jordan, but this card is not very good in my team. And that's my opinion. Now, if you like the Ruby starter card MJ, you're probably going to like this MJ. He's just a little bit improved, but I mean, just look it up and down. The card is not great. He can attack the rim. I get that. Can play a little defense. I get that. But Hondo and Manu just do more on the court overall than a guy like Michael Jordan. Now, Peak Diamond MJ is good, okay? Is he as good as Vince Carter? I personally don't believe so. I like this Michael Jordan card. I do, okay? I'll be the first one to tell you guys. His ball handle is good, speed with ball is good, driving dunk's fantastic, defensively, can hold it down. But on the flip side of things, we got to take into consideration, okay, he's only got a 77 3 ball. His release is not the quickest. I mean, the card's not perfect. He's really good. I'll be the first to tell you guys. I think this Pink Diamond MJ is really good. He's just not the best in the game. He is S tier though, better than JP and Kyle Korver in my opinion right now. Next up, guys, we do see Diamond Jalen Green, and oh wait, we gotta go in the bottom. Okay, D'Angelo Russell. I mean, I love D'Lo in real life. I do. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I like D'Lo. I think he's solid. But as far as this card is concerned, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing with the card like this? Nothing is your answer. I'm going D tier and I'm staying with it. You could maybe argue him C tier. I have a hard time arguing him any higher than D tier. Remember, these are the best of the best shooting guards. But D'Lo for a lock-in is not good in my team. It's that simple. Jalen Green is not bad. I think B tier is the right spot for Jalen Green. I'm not in love with his release, okay? But outside of his release, he's got a good 3 ball, great speed acceleration, decent enough lateral quickness. Defensively, he can hold it down solid enough. Hall of Fame hyperdrive, quick first step. Basically has every shooting badge in the game. On the defensive end of the court, Jalen Green is underrated. Say what you want about whatever else. On the defensive end of the court strictly, he's underrated, okay? He's 6'6" for some reason on 2K. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't make the rules. 6'6". He belongs at B tier. Do I prefer Benedict? Absolutely. 100%. Victor Oladipo, we'll just go with another diamond since we're already basically here. I think you're looking at another B tier shooting guard. Now, it gets kind of difficult in this type of a range because who is better, Victor Oladipo, Jalen Green? I personally think Victor Oladipo is quite a bit better. But, I mean, they're basically the same cards. Victor Oladipo is going to defend a little bit. Jalen Green's going to be better offensively or as far as creating his own shot. It's really preference-based. I'm not in love with either one of these cards. I'm going to put them both at B tier. Jalen Green, 6'6". Oladipo is only 6'4". Another thing to kind of look at and think about. So, with where I'm at right now, I'm going to move Benedict Mathurin up because I'm going to put Danny Green in B tier as well. Yes, over a guy like John Havlicek. I know you guys might not like it, but he's over Hondo. He's over Manu Ginobili, in my opinion. That just shows you how low I am on some of those guys. But you look at Danny Green. Why do I like him? Well, there's a couple of different reasons, okay? The first reason I want to go over is he's an absolute marksman. 93 ball with a solid release. Defensively, he's pretty solid. Absolutely incredible with some solid badges. And what more do you need out of Danny Green? I get his driving dunks, not great. But as far as a 3-and-D shooting guard at this stage of my team, he is fine. He's absolutely fine. Next up, guys, we do see J.R. Smith. Am I gassing him by putting him at A tier? I don't think so. I think he's better than Agbaji, Jalen Green, Victor Oladipo, Danny Green. That is my opinion, though, okay? And if you guys are wondering why, well, let's talk about it. I think as an overall shooting guard, he just does a little bit more than those other guys. 93 3-ball, 90 driving dunk, good ball handle, speed ball is fine, speed, lateral quickness, fine as well. I think as an all-around shooting guard, he does more, okay? The definition of A tier should be J.R. Smith. Zach LaVine, another B tier shooting guard. I don't think LaVine is as good as J.R. I mean, compare the cards. LaVine defensively is quite a bit worse. I know his driving dunk might be a little bit better, but it's hard to even compare. J.R. Smith is easily better than Zach LaVine. Week 1, Zach LaVine was tough. He was absolutely elite, but that was also week 1, and we're not there anymore. Jamal Crawford up next. I'm sorry for all the budget guys out there that love Jamal Crawford. He is mid. I had a challenge in my stream. Somebody said, Ty, I bet you, and it was against a guy on leaderboards with a decent record. They said, Ty, I bet you can't drop 40 with Jamal Crawford. I dropped 40, but it was a painful 40. I mean, it was a painful 40. His release, I get it. It is the Jarrett Culver base, which it's fine. It's solid, but it's just not what it was last year. And that's kind of the best way to describe it. He's fine. Jamal Crawford is solid enough in my team, but definitely a D tier caliber of player. Jason Richardson, a card I personally think is underrated. I think J Rich is A tier. Now, why do I not run J Rich? Well, he is still over 50,000 MT the last time I at least checked. But if he was, let's say, ever get under 50,000 MT and you're no money spent, I have no problem if you want to pick him up. I like his release, 89 3-ball, good driving dunk, speed, lateral quickness is solid. His interior to 70 isn't horrible. can handle the ball defensively. The worst part about him is going to be that defensive end of the court. Offensively, the card is going to be pretty solid in my team. I like the card. He's A tier for me. Jaylen Brown, he's got to be S tier, but I got to say I don't like Jaylen Brown. I don't. I'm not that fond of this card, but he is good enough to be at S tier. Now, why? 89 3 ball, 90 driving, good speed, lateral quickness, and just really solid defense. I mean, he is a solid card. And he's not the same as Pink Diamond MJ. They're a little bit different, but that's kind of the best comparison, where offensively, they're not the best. But on the defensive end, Jaylen Brown, Pink Diamond MJ, they're going to excel, and they both can dunk the ball decent enough. That's kind of my takeaway on both of those cards. Iggy's S tier too. Iggy is at the bottom of S tier to me, and if you're wondering why, a lot of it has to come down to his release. Andre Iguodala on-ball defensively is the best on-ball defender in the game. That's my opinion, and nobody can take that away from me. I don't think there's going to be many people that are going to defend at the rate of Andre Iguodala. The problem is, I do not love his release. People have asked me, Ty, should I go Iggy? Should I go Kemp as far as guys that I should get from limited? That's tough. I think Kemp still is the right option. But if you want to go with Iggy, I have no problem with it. I still am taking Vince over him, still taking MJ over him. But Iggy's climbing my ladder lately, that's for sure. Then we get Diamond MJ. Is he A tier or B tier? Let's look at it and break it down. I think I'm going to go B tier because I think there is a decent enough difference between the Diamond and Pink Diamond. I mean, his interior is low. Defensively, no Hall of Famers. Not a lot of total badges. I'm going B tier for the Diamond Michael Jordan. So, look, I totally get if you look at this tier list and you're like, Manu and John Havlicek at C tier. That doesn't make sense. My kind of counter argument would be, okay, I'm going to have Hondo, and he does not play over Ochai Agbaji. I mean, he doesn't. Now, maybe you just combine these two tiers. I think you could do that. Combine B and C tier. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to get rid of D tier. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of D tier. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move these guys up. And then remove this tier. That's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like it's hard to put Hondo and Manu in a tier lower when it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit what I'm trying to do here. So this is my final tier list. I had to delete D tier. A lot of it's because we don't have that many guys. But I feel like this looks a lot better than before when I did have Hondo and Manu that step lower. They're not that much worse in my opinion. I just don't like either of the cards, so it's kind of biased on my end. But that is going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Hopefully each and every guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.